points if you said or so, or like it was kind of like a good training process, but then my brain kind of reverts back to my old habit. I still do it. I still say
Yeah.
I still say so. And it's yet one-on-one. Let me
Is
just check who it
the
was
is the
again.
scrum just like coming together like a weekly meeting, like to like catch up and like get on everyone's base?
He was working at Meta at the time, and his coworker was Japanese. He connected me with his coworker. His visa, my brother's visa got canceled, so he couldn't travel last minute. So he said
Oh,
he didn't give me any like communication about that, and I want you
100%,
to
yeah.
learn that too. And like, if you have an issue with me, you tell me to my face. I am not like a pussy to married men. I would never touch a married
Yeah.
man. And he told me he was married, so I don't know why he kept explicitly like trying to cross the lines with me and like sexually harass me in the workplace. And then I end up getting fired because he couldn't take the
Oh.
rejection. Someone like that in the workplace that is psychotic and like won't leave you alone, and then
Hmm.
fires you and threatens your livelihood.
Yeah. Well, that's like that sounds like a nightmare.
You're getting paid $1,400, and you do like your hours of work. You submit your work to me, and then I submit it to Ripen, and they get you paid. So when you enter the workplace, and if anyone ever tries to step on your toes, this experience is going to help you simulate that experience. And then so I will create a document, a database for the research, so you
Hmm.
can research the laws in Ontario, and real life situations where this has occurred and what were the consequences, and if it ever has gone to Superior Court to that extent. I did get want to do. I'm not looking forward to that. I've never reported sexual harassment in my life, even though it has happened to me before many times. But this time
Hmm.
was just like it crossed the threshold for myself and for like women in general. Like this man shouldn't have felt so egotistic.
My university. But the number one thing she told me when I first started working in leasing was that write everything down on paper. I definitely learned a lot. I learned a lot about housing. I moved out for university, so I've had to bounce a couple apartments, and I feel like I've gotten a little bit of a footing in the rental market and knowing when to find a place, lease takeovers, knowing how to read contracts, how payments work online, your credit score, how to take care of yourself is, something people don't really think about when they move out, but being able to like think about your bills and understand when to pay them and using different portals and keeping your place tidy and yeah, just a lot of learning before that. I
So I think it's like lack of education. Like what would you say? Why did you get like you wouldn't know. You're 18
mhm.
years old, but like moving
They did
forward.
not do the insurances and Q and had their own thing. They're not going to make 18-year-olds do accounting or looking up social security and like deciding who gets to stay and who gets to go. So
What?
thankfully they didn't get yeah, so thankfully they didn't have that responsibility. However, a lot of
In front of
yeah.
everyone. Like if you're not feeling brave enough to do it, we'll have like people that will come out and do it for you one
Hmm.
time, and then like we'll
That
switch
sounds
so no one knows who anyone is.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting that you mentioned that because that's actually a thing in
No frills. This is from Indigo, and that's from Winners. And Winners donates profits has graciously allowed me to stay in her house. I'm not paying rent right now, although normally I do. My brothers don't pay rent to her ever.
Japan.
Fucked. They're so like I don't care they have a mental illness. Like that's fucked. You should also contribute. And
Yeah,
like my
yeah, in
mom is
some way.
partially blind.